We love
I'm very
hip hop.
meticulous when it comes to this.
Period, bro.
Sound, audio, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
As you probably are too when it comes to videos and stuff too, no?
I'm not. Now I am. You know, because now like it's like I know what I want now. You know what I'm saying? I know how I'm learning how everything should be, but my amount of performance is like I have vision. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that way as well.
You don't have to worry about that, Mike.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's just an extra backup right there.
All right, cool.
But yeah, freaking even like with you, like, how do you focus on one thing, bro?
What do you mean?
Because like you do so many things, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Let's do it. All right, bro. So what's the question again?
How do you focus on one thing, bro?
Bro, I have a major vision in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? I know what I want, and I figure out like I have a major goal. I'm not particular when it's gonna come, but I know it's gonna come.
Right.
So in the meantime, okay, I want to be up here. What's the little steps now? You know what I'm saying? It's like what Will Smith said a while back. It's like you have to to build a wall. You have to build brick by brick. You have to build a foundation first to get to where you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
So,
yeah.
You know what? Before I even ask you about your inspirations, because my first thought was right away to start asking you about your inspirations and stuff, but we should actually introduce you so that people know who I'm talking to.
Let's do it back.
So for the people who are just tuning in in the listening audience, salute to y'all, all the people on SoundCloud, Spotify, all that good shit.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? We're back over here at the Visionary Arts Center. And for the people who are on YouTube, make sure to hit that like, make sure to hit that subscribe, you know what I'm saying?
Period.
All that good YouTube stuff. But I have another creative that I'm excited to have a conversation with because listen, audience, we're not gonna nerd out and just have a whole bunch of techie talk. You know what I'm saying? But with no further ado, we have videographer, photographer, and all-around creative gentleman of the Saints in the building.
Thank you, brother.
And do me a favor before we even start here. Take your chain and just move that right over the mic. Or
you take it off?
No. You just have to make it so it's right around there. Perfect.
Get a noise, right? Yeah, that jingly noise. All right, cool.
You know what I'm saying? So talk to me, fam. You last time I was looking, you were in LA. You told me that you had to do an LA trip before we could make this happen. What was that like?
Bro, it was an experience, man. It was a crazy experience because I've been to LA like 8 times. So that was my 8th time, of last week. It was my 8th time going to LA total, right?
Wow.
All the times that I've ever been there, it was just, I had to either it was small things or I had to figure out the trips that I had to figure out things for me to do to network and everything, right? Because for me, how I like to think of things I don't do photography, but I know there's much more out there.
Yeah.
Right? So I just traveled to LA, but this trip was different because this was a trip after the whole everything that just happened, the whole viral moment. It was just I'm going out for a purpose. I'm the lead photographer and videographer for this new podcast show, The Debut Live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Featuring my boy Carl and AB. So that was the main purpose. But 2 days before, I'm with John Legend. A day before, I'm with Simba, listen to his album. Right, you know what I'm saying? Day after, we do The Debut Live. Then Akon music video. Then Bobby Smurda. Then
whoa.
And someone say, yo.
What's good, y'all? I hope y'all enjoying this Of the Saints interview, but I want to give a quick second to give a shout out to our sponsors, Astro Pink, best loud in town. All right, hit them up on their Instagram page, astro_pink, as well as on their website, myastropink.com. If you know that loud, and they got edibles too. So big salute to them, proud sponsors of the We Love Hip Hop podcast. Cheer! Okay, so you were at the Hip Hop DX office out in one post that I seen on Instagram.
Yes.
Right? So that was one part of the trip.
That was one part. That was just a little bit.
Okay, so because you're going too fast. Let's itemize this. So what were the first part of the LA trip? Well, you were going on behalf of Billboard?
I was going on behalf of the fact that we had our own show. So my boy, Carl Lamore, he's the deputy director of the hip hop and R&B side of Billboard.
Okay.
So he was bringing me in before just to cover like his own show, right? Mm-hmm. He built his network to a point where it's like now it's like, hey, he wants to do his own thing. Yeah. So we all put our heads together like 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. And basically now, like 6 months later, we're like, okay, we locked in the game, you know what I'm saying? With all the connection that Carl built, right? It's now like, okay, we start with the first episode. We got one of our sponsors, Keek, you know what I'm saying? To come to stream the whole thing on their platform. Mm-hmm. So that was the main purpose. It was for like the show that we're developing called A Debut Live and everything. So,
okay. Yeah. And then what brought y'all over to the Hip Hop DX office? We're like, I see y'all filming Bobby Schmurder. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of people in there.
So everyone, just a little backstory, right? So I first started getting hired by like Billboard Call, right? Just do freelancer work.
By the age of 21?
By 22. So this is, so we're in 2000, this is August 2022. Mm-hmm. But my first gig with Billboard was November 2021. Yeah, sorry, 2021. You're right. Okay, 2021. So I was the very first one. 3 months later, shout out to Mark. So Carl and Mark. So it was legit. Like the first everything we did was Nas and Hit Boy. Right. So my boy Carl's interviewing Nas and Hit Boy. Yeah. Boom, boom. They like my work. Want you back. Next month later, we did Rick Ross. Yes. The day after that, we did Drake. We went to VIP to Drake and Kanye. And the day after that, I did my first ever Rolling Loud. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's where I met just the artist relation of Hip Hop DX, at least. And she's messed my vibe right away. Shout out to Mark, you know what I'm saying, who kind of introduced us. And that was the first time we meted them. So then after a month later, I got signed under Hip Hop DX. Okay. So I was already, so the reason why I was there, because I was very close by. And so I'm already part of this network. So their office in LA. Mm-hmm. So that's why I went to just the office.
And specifically, you say sign, like, for the people who don't know, because you do a few things, right? You do podcasting. Yeah. You're a videographer. You're a photographer. You rap a bit too?
No. I just like for fun, just like, fun. But like, nothing serious. It's like, I just goof around with it.
No complete album waiting to come out.
Never.
Right? You're a YouTuber.
Yeah. But
mainly for the stuff that you're talking about photography,
video
and stuff like that. But like I've seen your photos are popping up all over the fucking place.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So which one is your first love?
Bro, it's hard because I've been coming here as the underdog for so long. Uh-huh. People see the Drake. People see the Drake and like, oh my God, this stuff going everywhere. But I've been I'm not gonna say for a long time. Like I've been built for around almost 3 years now, but the Billboard itself is less than a year. Right. So I'll pinpoint that one because that was the real development. Mm-hmm. I've been developing for a moment like this for like a minute. You know what I'm saying? Right. I've been just going to these Rolling Loud, going to Dreamville. Bro, I'm 23 years old going to the Junos. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that was a huge deal because I'm from a place where like nobody thought, I'm from a place where nobody really can imagine like these opportunities can come, right? Yeah. And now I had one dream. I dropped out of school, you know what I'm saying? Family like, what are you doing? This and that. You should be in school because better education. Yeah. But like I was just so locked in. Like I know what I want. This is my true inspiration, right? Was the Baby's old production team, the Real Goats. Okay. I was doing YouTube and I was like, I really loved how like they were doing the documentaries, the vlogs, the music videos. Like they did like Bob, they did Surge, right? Yeah. I'm like, I really want to be that one person traveling, doing videos, following somewhere around type thing. Mm-hmm. And so when that opportunity came, it's just like, it's hard to put everything, but I guess my favorite one, bro, I'm gonna be real, it's like, it has to be right now the most, obviously, the Drake opportunity, you know what I'm saying? That's the most love. I've been getting love for a long time, but that was when like people noticed.
Yeah.
Then people scroll down to my page and was like, whoa, what?
Your followers went up like crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy. But to answer your question, it would have to be the Drake thing. Shout out to like Charlie B, you know what I'm saying, for putting it all together for me and everything, you know? So,
yeah. So let's go back a little bit because you're not born here, are you? You're born in Brazil.
Born and raised. No, born and raised here, bro. Just like legit, like went to Westview for high school. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I played soccer in Brazil though. Okay. I played soccer. I wanted to go travel. That's the Brazilian, yeah. Because you see the first post, I went to go because before all of this, I was a soccer fiend. That was my first passion. I was a goalkeeper. I wanted to really pursue just going pro with everything. So I would just I was working towards it, travel to Brazil to build up 17 to build everything. Okay. Went there for a couple months. I was there when the Olympics was happening over there, when the grassy was just blew up, being second with Usain Bolt. I was in the same hotel with the grassy, going on the same elevator. I didn't even know who this guy was. Yeah. But that was the whole Brazil experience and everything. I used to be a huge soccer fiend then. Yeah.
Okay. So, and because I'm there looking, you went to different schools and stuff like that.
Different schools.
You went to Vaughan Secondary for a while?
No, I didn't go to Vaughan Secondary. I didn't go to Vaughan Secondary, but I went to, where'd I go? I went to Driftwood. Okay. Very first, James Espel, Bladen. I went to Williams Parkway in Brampton, North Park for a year, then to Westview.
Why the fuck did you go to so many different schools? That usually screams you're maybe a bit of a wild kid.
No. It was just one of those ones. It's a family. It's families and stuff like that. Family just moved around.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? It was for me. I'm not affiliated to like anything. I wasn't really a bad kid like that. Yeah. I was just like, it was just one of those ones. Family moved around, so I had to.
You had to move with them. Okay. So yeah. You weren't like kicked out of all the schools.
No. Never. I was never kicked out. I was never none of that. You know.
Yeah. So then. I'm trying to put all the pieces together because I'm seeing like the YouTube, like you've been YouTubing for like about almost 5 years now.
I've been doing YouTube before that, bro. I've been doing YouTube for around two. Like, I started in like 2018.
Okay.
Started 2018. I went while I was doing soccer. I went to college in the States, Parkland Junior College on 2 hours south in Chicago. Is Champaign, Illinois. Okay. So that's when when YouTube was going, like, it was really like kind of like everyone was like, I need to get on this wave. So DDG was like the first person that ever like I was inspired by. Yeah. Moved back to Toronto, after a year because it's just everything wasn't working out. Then I came down here still doing YouTube, went to Sheridan and played soccer, right? Wow. Went to nationals and everything. But the thing was I was just like, at that point, 2019, I was traveling to LA for the first time with Lick My Fashion, meeting this first time this big YouTuber influencer called Candy Simone. Okay. Doing styling there. And that was the first taste of like, yo, LA is like a true place. Like, yo, the air is different. If you ever been to LA, you can definitely just like, testify. But like, LA is just like a place where like, it's like you can really create whatever you want, dreams. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the hunger just came from. When I went to LA, I'm like, nah, that's where I'm like, hey, I want more. And everything slowly put together. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So what started leading you in a direction where you started getting into like working for Billboard and stuff like that? Like, bring me to the steps of that, like networking, the different people that you had to meet to get to that step. Boom! It was just right place, right time. Okay. I just started doing photography in September 2019. In the meantime, while doing YouTube, like the strategy I had, for me to be like to grow my stuff, I want to collab with other influencers. Right. So I used to just say, I'm like, I have a camera. What can I give? A lot of people, they ask for a lot. Yeah. They will ask, let me just collab. Oh, I'm not getting no answer because you're asking. Yeah. What can you give? You know what I'm saying? I had a camera. You know what people need? Content. Yo, I'm going to be in LA this time. I'm going to be in New York this time. I'd love to just take a photo shoot with you. Yeah. No problem. boom, boom, build relationships. And then so 2000, so I started I'm like, okay, December 2019, September, I'm like, hey, let me start doing this full time. You know, my mom was like, okay. She just, like, everyone's against it. But my mom was like, yo, as long as you're out here, you're paying some bills, you're working, I'm like, you know, you can do what you want. I'm like, bet. So September, so 2 months in, I'm getting flown out to LA by this upcoming artist in basically Toronto.
Okay.
She flew me out to LA, paid for my expenses and everything. I'm like, okay, dope for a guy that just
shout her out, yo.
Say again?
Shout her out.
Yo, it's one of those ones like
all right, we'll leave it.
You know, but it's one of those ones, Demalika, like, you know, she's like, yeah, she definitely just really put me onto that space. You know, Demalika, shout out to you. And just, it was, so basically what happened was, flew out there, supposed to go to New York, right? They ended up happening, but at the time, that's how the mindset was. I was just going to New York, started DMing people in New York and everything. There's one person at DM, Joe Walker. You know, he was upcoming, just rapping in New York. Okay. And I'm like, yo, let's do something. He couldn't do it because he was going on tour, a guy named, you know, Stally? Yeah. You heard a guy named Stally? So basically he signed to Stally right now. He had a tour coming up. One of the tour dates was in Toronto. I'm like, okay, like, let me, like, okay, like, I'm like, okay, you know, this is what I've been wanting to do. Hey, plug me in. You know what I'm saying? If possible, you can plug me into that concert. Happened, right? And I build a relationship with them. I see Stally, like, at a time, like, hey, that there's some value that I can bring to his table, as in content-wise and everything. As I reach out to this manager, like, hey, like, I would love to just travel to Atlanta with you guys sometime. I'd love to just work on some things. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, bet, let me set it up. Got booked to my first music video. It was, at the time, it was like $350, but at the time I was like, crazy happy, right? Cause at least pay for my flight, you know, to go back and forth. I was ecstatic. And then, so I'm like, yo, I'm the type of person.
Hold on. Okay. 350? 350.
350.
Okay,
sorry,
because for the people, some people might be like, yo, can I hold something, fam?
No. You know what I'm saying? No, 350. You know what I'm saying? I was just starting off. I was just, you know, the hunger. This is a passion of mine. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I'm the type of person that loves creating opportunities for myself. Shout out to Ken. He lives in New York, and Style lived in Atlanta. So I'm like, yo, let me create a round check. It costs $50 extra to go to New York. Let me just create that for myself. I went to New York, landed. Ken messaged me like, yo, my boy works for Billboards. He's gonna get us into Russ album release party. And so this is now January 2020, before COVID happened, everything, you know. Went to Russ album release party. I forgot I'm not gonna say it. But, you know, Snow Glow, I think it's the Snow Glow. I forgot the exact name of it, but it's crazy. My first time, yo, from a kid from Toronto, from, like, you know, born in Jane and Finch, getting to see these other side, everything for the first time, like, yo, that's crazy. Stay connected with him. Year and a half later, he's seen the hustle. Stay patient, stay grinding. I didn't barely kind of bugged him. I just showed love. You know what I'm saying? Year and a half later, he's like, yo, I have this opportunity for you. I see you grinding. I see you really doing your stuff. How would you like to come record? Just like, I'm interviewing Nas and Hit Boy in LA for Grammy conversation. How would you like to come and just cover that for me? Like, bet. And that's where it all started.
That's dope, man. Just all the pieces just connected.
Bro. Just connected.
So even before that, you open your own studio. And actually, no, before I get to your studio, because your name is Of the Saints.
Of the Saint. My last name is De Los Santos, and English means Of the Saint.
Listen, bro, I've been racking my brain. I asked my girl, I'm like, yo, his name is Of the Saint. I know there's some meaning to that. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, why do you call yourself? Are you a saint? But now like, it's my last name, you know? It's my last name. So like, it's like, I wanted to just have something part of me in a different way. And my aunt, she was like to me one day, she's like, yo, you should just random. This is like 2015. It's when like Instagram is just booming. I'm on Instagram trying to like just try to be that light skin, like, you know, this low self type of guy. And I was going through Instagram names. And one day, we're chilling. And all the family's over. I'm trying to figure out our name. And she's like, yo, you should call yourself Of the Saint. I'm like, I was like, whatever. A couple months later, I'm like, nah, let me try it, you know? So that's where I just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Stuck with it.
So then you advanced the name of the saint as me. To like other things. Like you opened a production studio in 2019, September 2019 to be exact, right? So tell me about opening that production studio and like the process and even the decision to do it.
So I'll be real. So I didn't really have my own. I had a place that I partnered up with and stuff like that. I didn't have a studio. I had to take that post down because I don't know why I have it still there, but it says other studio first. But I realized I can't be having my name because I don't have my first official studio. And that's where it shifted to the Other Scene Productions. Okay. That's what I really wanted to build. But this is me at the time just ready, hungry. Other studios, yo, that sounds sick. Let me just try it. And after I had it out, I'm like, yo, do you have a studio? I'm like, ooh, wait. I had to step back a little bit. And then I create Other Scene Production to take me as like, yo, I do service. I can do a service for you. Yeah.
So, okay, even with you getting your stuff picked to go into like different websites and magazines, how does that process happen? Like you're taking a bunch of photos, films, different things, backstage, different events and stuff. How do they say, we want Saints one?
Bro, it's a lot of networking. And when I mean real to everybody, yo, it's being in the right places at the right time constantly. Seeing my face constantly. Being genuinely all the time. Knowing how to move a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? And just, I make little mistakes and thank God I have a good team. Like Carl, like when I have a lot of people supporting me, but Carl, because he's the one putting me in and like put me in all the rooms, right? He allowed me to just make my mistakes. He'd be like, yo, next time, like try to do this, bro. He allowed me to really build to the person I'm building up to right now. You know what I'm saying? And so like, he had a lot of just input, just, to a point now it's like, yo, I want you here. I want you there. Like, yo, that's in LA. Like, I'm chilling. I didn't know what to do. I have a few things lined up ready, but it kept building. Like, when I tell you 80% the stuff I did on the LA trip, I didn't even know before it happened.
Wow.
John Legend, I knew 3 days before. The only thing I knew was like, I'm like, yo, I'm the type of person, they came for 3 days. I'm like, let me stay a whole week. Shout out to Nadine, my aunt, a really close family friend. You know what I'm saying? She really just like, she allowed me to stay with her, shout out to her. I'm like, let me stay a whole week. Me staying that whole week, yo, like 3 days later, yo, saying what time I have John Legend come to the Billboard office on Monday. All right, cool. I already booked my trip for Sunday. We're blessed. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Akon, a day before. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know it was coming. Right away. Like, yo, Saint, you can come. You want to come through? Bet. And one of the things that people have to realize, I want to show them right now, like, if you want to get to where you want to get to, and it's crazy because when I was in the studio with Simba, that's just album. Carl was interviewing him for Billboard and everything, right? The one thing Simba said that I can relate to heavy of the reason why I can even get this far is like, yo, you constantly have to be available. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
You constantly have to be available. A lot of people like they miss a lot of things, bro, and they wonder why am I not there? It's because I'm like, yo, fam, come here. Fam, come here right now. I can't right now.
I got something going on. Next time, though.
But how do you know there's a next time? It's right now. You know what I'm saying? But well, for me, for my availability, I am traveling to LA, New York, being available. You know what I'm saying? Spending in the beginning, people like, I'm spending my own money. Flights, they took care of the rest while I got there. But like a lot of time beginning, I had to pay for my own flights. And I wasn't questioning anything because like, I knew I needed to be these rooms to get to help me get closer to where I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? So
make you put you in the right places at the right time.
And then once I'm there, I'm utilizing that. You know what I'm saying? But
So give me an idea of your networking technique, because I don't know if everybody realizes, but there's a way of approaching somebody and saying, hey, yo, my name is Saint. I got, I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer. Like, there's a way of approaching.
Absolutely.
Like, especially when you're dealing with people who are famous, or, you know what I'm saying? What's your technique that you use, or like your way of approaching people?
Sometimes, like, so the one thing, little advice, I'll give everyone. Sometimes, guys, it's like a lot of people a lot of times love to just let them know, like you know what they're doing, but all times not like that. You can't, because once you do that, you're just like, okay, like you know how many times people ask them for stuff or try to do per day. So what I do sometimes, like I see, like yo, like I'll see them, right? And I was like, yo, nice shoes, yo. Shoes, like yo, I love your shirt, bro. Yeah. And then like, oh, thank you, bro. Like yo, like what's your name? My name's their name. Oh, Daniel. Oh, and saying yo, like I love love the vibe. And sometimes if you have to know from there, should you continue or should you stop? If that's a vibe. Fall back. And from there, okay, who knows when you're gonna see them again? Yo, I see this guy 4 times. Yo, who are you? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's steps. Yeah. There's steps. And but the thing is, it's all a learning. It's all learning though. It's every time. A lot of people come. You know, a lot of people come all the time. Well, I'm not used to networking. Okay. What are you gonna do about it? how am I? Learn? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, yo, then come to this event. Like, yo, go to a small event. Even if your first time, you're analyzing as a first step because you're out of the house. You say, okay, you realize certain stuff, how you can move. Yeah. Or you can go and just talk to people. For me, I had a bad, like, the Saint you see right now wasn't me a year and a half ago. I had a bad, like, stuttering problem as a kid. You know what I'm saying? If you knew me from back then, I used to have conversation stuttering. Then that turned to me talking to new people. It's so stuck in my head. I used to be afraid to just like, yo, hey, how you doing? I mean, elevators want to like, yo, have a good day. I couldn't even say that because I was so nervous. You know what I'm saying? So I had to tell myself I had to practice. And the only way for me to practice is force myself to be in this scenario. So one good thing to practice is like you have a buddy, you know what I'm saying? Go a couple people. Once you're in rooms, chat. Have someone do it first or whatever, and just try to be in conversation. From there, okay, you feel a little more comfortable, and then you keep going from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
No, that's fucking jewelry right there. No, it's for real talk because a lot of people don't realize that it's relationships that are going to really push you forward in whatever, especially in the entertainment industry.
And for you, like I know you can relate to that heavy because I know with all your interviews, what you're doing is all relationship based.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and it's just what other people have to learn, especially in Toronto. It's like, I understand. And one thing I realize now is just, okay, we're all new to this. So we all get a little bit of something to want to share. Yeah. But then you question, oh, shoot, how am I not climbing? Yo, you never know when someone, you just burned a bridge or somebody. You never know that person could have been that connection to help you get to their one in the future. Yeah. That's why it's good. That's why it's good always like, yo, you never break relationships. You know what I'm saying? You be genuine. Don't be cocky. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when they get a little bit of power, like to move different. You know what I'm saying? Never be that guy. Because at the end of the day, we come from places that like our generation before this, you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming, I'm gonna talk for myself. I don't like talking for other people. For me, my family were not used to entrepreneur life. I wasn't myself. I had to build myself into this, and I just had a bigger picture in my mind. Realized it comes for me to get to that level. It comes from me. I need to fix whatever within, how to deal with people, how to, you know what I'm saying? For me to move forward to even get to this right now.
You know? And even like with so many different W's that you caught, right? Can you give us like some examples of maybe a few L's, maybe some mistakes that you made along the way that you're like, I could have done that better?
Time management. You know what I'm saying? Just my word. That's something I definitely have to improve on. Just knowing my value. You know what I'm saying? It was to a point where I was doing too much. I was stressing myself. It was stressing me too much to even to grow. You know what I'm saying? I had to because for me, once you know your value, then I feel like for me, once I knew my value, I started to know my value beginning of 2021. That's when, no way. in 2020, to begin 2021, that's when I started understanding my value and started to build from there. You know, those are like little things that I realized there was some L's that I've like took to like, okay, like I need to really build those things. The people you have around you. Because for me, energy is a huge thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I have to do all this, but you have a friend talking about, you go through Instagrams, you see 20 bad news, and that just mess up your mindset to just, you feel down a little bit. You don't have that same energy like you did when you first woke up. So those are things that I realized was what else I need to fix for myself. Because I used to be just like, sometimes like, yo, not ready to start the day because I'm on my phone right away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like I'm talking to the wrong people. Like I'm trying to do stuff, but you're talking about things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I have no problem with that talking about things. Like, yo, not right now, fam. I'm trying to build something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I need to work towards that. But you're talking about things, and now my energy is being drained. Now I'm getting distracted. Then my whole day is just, So those are things that I feel like I had to like let go and learn from that.
Yeah. So, and with your podcast now, because you started a podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
Of the conversation.
Tell me, what's the inspiration behind starting the podcast?
Man, it's like I switched myself to watching a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of Jay Shetty, you know what I'm saying? Drink Champs, No Jumper, $1 Million Worth of Game, and etc. Where academics, your podcast, you know what I'm saying? The OGs you have here. And so it was just one of those ones where like I love teaching. I love inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So for a long period of time, I wanted to just really I can do that. Why not? Like I can do that. And like I love just watching podcasts and learning from podcasts and being able to just when I watch the podcast, I'm taking a lot of gems and I'm using that within myself. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those ones like, took me a couple months, right? But I'm like, I got okay just when it was June, it was like May. No, it was June of this year, 2022, where I was like, hey, let me really start like filling the name. Let me really start doing it with all the relationships I'm building right now. You know what I'm saying? Where I can just do something quick for that podcast. Let me start right now while I'm building everything that I'm building for myself. So I'd rather start now than start later.
Well, sure. I suggest people tap into the podcast.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
A couple more questions I have here. Right?
Cool.
There's even right now, there's like a AI rapper that's popping up on the scene. Right?
Okay.
FN Mecca, his name is. It's an AI created rapper, signed to Capitol Records. Okay. And, that's like replacing the rapper. And then you have iPhones out there or iPhone 13 with crazy cameras and all types of shit. So you got like the regular iPhone user who thinks they're a photographer, right? Sorry, that's a Toronto ambiance. How do you deal with that, man? Like people who, I got a phone, I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, but you're really one. Yeah. How do you separate yourself from those people who think that they are one?
I'm like, yo, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. For me, what am I? Who am I to say to just, at the end of the day, like there's room for everyone here to win. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever I'm doing, like how I like to think, I don't like looking at other people. I don't like to think of competition. Because at the end of the day, I know where I'm going. I look at myself as competition because how can I prove myself from yesterday? As long as if I'm like, looking at yesterday, how I can prove myself. Automatic. If you use an iPhone, get it, bro. And I really hope you get to the level where you can start making bread from it, start expanding your stuff like that. And really, there's room for everyone here to win. And there's some people out there that can't even afford what we have right now. You know what I'm saying? All they have is all they have is their iPhone. They build their phone properly, as you said. You can do some crazy stuff. You can do some movies, cinematic mode. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So how I think of it is like, if that's what you can use for right now, do it until you can start, building your cameras up and stuff like that. Get it how you get it, bro.
Yeah.
Get it how you get it.
No, that's dope, man.
Thank you.
And like with everything that you have going on, like you're rubbing shoulders you're rubbing elbows with Nas.
That's crazy.
Drake.
Drake was a big one for me, man. Drake was a big one for me, man. That was like, and like I had a couple people come to me like, yo, you're just like, yo, you're dick riding, like, but people don't know, like, and people are starting to realize now, like, my aunt, shout out to my Tia Rosemary in Spanish, aunt means Tia, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. Bro, like, she introduced me, they were doing the same commercial set for MMVAs back in 2009, 2010, when Thank Me Later just came out. You know what I'm saying? When that, you know, was just starting to buzz, everyone, you know what I'm saying? Everyone now, like, everyone knew who Drake was, but that was the album that just, you know what I'm saying?
That was the first,
so that solidified everything. So when she called me like, hey, I'm gonna like introduce you, I'm gonna bring you on set with me. How'd you like to meet artist named Drake? I'm like, Drake? I'm like 9 years old. I didn't, this when YouTube was just, like, I just started to know what YouTube is. I'm like, who is this guy? And so Drake was the first artist where I'm like, yo, I did my research, started to know, like, I've heard music, of course, but like, I didn't know who the guy was. I was young. So as a 9-year-old kid, seeing a superstar for the very first time, and that was Drake. For me, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Went to this concert at the Budweiser, brought out Jay-Z. Well, I think brought out Jay-Z and Eminem back then. You know what I'm saying? So people don't really understand how that moment was like for me.
Like a full circle.
That was full circle moment. Like, yo, 12, 11 years later, and again, shout out to Charlie B. He's the one that set it all up for me, you know what I'm saying? So Charlie B, Philly, like, you know, so it's just, yeah, man, that was a whole full circle for me. And that's when everything really started to just, you know, went viral. And yeah, man.
That's crazy that, like, it's so...
Even the Nas thing, too. Sorry.
No, because I want to know what made you really, like, fan out, like, Yo, that's you, bro.
For which one? For which one?
You tell me. Like, who made you fan out where you're like, I can't believe I'm fucking talking to you, fan. Like, to the point where, like, after the conversation, you're like, yo, I must have sounded crazy.
Bro, and the first one, because I'm going to lie, because, for Nas, I knew who Nas was, but that wasn't my generation. I knew now, but that's still Nas, you know what I'm saying? And as some of my AB from Toronto, getting to meet Nas, hailing Nas, hailing Hit Boy in the first Grammy conversation, and they won the Grammys for King Disease 3. You know what I'm saying? So just to be there, and also like a couple months later with Nas, Carl, Nas co-directed a documentary called Supreme Team.
Yep.
Carl, like last minute, I was in New York, and last minute call is like, yo, I'm moderating for Nas, come through. I'm like, bet, I'm already in New York, why not? Extending my flight. And then from there, shot him there at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Nice.
And it's in a private dinner across. Like, I'm sitting right here, bro. Imagine a long dinner table. Nas is legit across from me, right there. You know, but the biggest first one besides Drake, Drake I think was a top, because you know, besides Drake was Rick Ross.
Wow.
It was because like coming from this game, going from Nas and I listened to Rick Ross. Obviously, Drake, Rick Ross has some bangers. You know what I'm saying? So I knew who Rick Ross was. So being in a room, Rick Ross in the green room, we're all there taking, cheersing up. You know what I'm saying? There's one moment, bro. It was a realization moment for me where it's like, okay, it's time. Like, Carl wants the pictures. Him and his boy. It was Carl, Len, he works for the Grammys, and Rick Ross. So it was a whole Grammy music, and there's something called the Grammy Museum. Whole white wall Grammy Museum. You know how you go to places, they have that wall, that all the logo, they take pictures, promote it, whatever. So I'm there, like, hey, ready? I'm nervous, bro. I'm nervous, right? I'm shaking a little bit. So you kind of notice a little bit when, you know what I'm saying, but I'm still ready. So I'm like, hey guys, can you guys like scoot over a little bit? Because what happened was, it was so have a full, because I had to get all three of them in frame, right? I can see like the wall. It wasn't like the wall ended. You know what I'm saying? There's couch right there. Like, yo, hey guys, can you move over a little bit?
You're telling all these millionaires to move over.
Carl Len moved over a little bit. Rick Ross stood there. Stood there. I'm like, you didn't move an inch. But right there, I didn't get to choose it out. Right there, I realized, okay, yo, just take what you have. Take in this moment. That was the first realization, like, because like we're like, oh, I have to move fast. I have to be ready beforehand to be able to take this picture. You know, I can't be there saying up. Yo, Sing, get a picture. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, good. Put away type thing, right? So that's a short. That was like a camera with a flicker. I was like, I'll try to do like the fast motion.
Be ready.
But that was the one thing I learned is just be ready. And what I had to do, I had to Photoshop the edge and everything, make it all clean. So I made it work. But I was a little shy still with Rick Ross. So that was my first realization. Like, you have to be ready.
You can't make the boss move, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
The boss move when the boss want to move,
That's
bro.
it. That's it, man.
That's so dope, man.
Thank you.
What's your life mission at the end when all of this, like the mission, like what's the end goal that you see of the Saint right now when it comes to this whole being a creator? Like, what kind of, like, when you're going to bed, you're like, I'm on the set of this, or I'm in front of the camera doing this. Like, what's the vision? Like, what's
Cole Bennett, Director X. Building my own brand where I can structure it, where I can start giving other people opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Giving other people opportunities, work, give other people a salary job. You know what I'm saying? Having a fun environment, like a little bit of a Cole Bennett. I love how he created his own brand, the Lyrical Lemonade. You know what I'm saying? He has this platform, the music videos. Now he's doing the festivals. Now he has his own merch. He has his own Pop-Tarts, his own lemonade. He has his own little creature. Director X, just like he's an OG from here. You know what I'm saying? He's an OG, and the way he was able to just downtown, you know what I'm saying? The way he was able to go in the States, build relationships, do all these sick music videos, all these sick production, and just how he was able to now, he has his own team. You know what I'm saying? Where he can be like, he can send people to and have them just experience what he experienced. That's what I'm working towards right now, man.
And just to add one little part to that question, like, what kind of award would you be looking forward to, like, achieving? Like, I got this kind of award, like the Grammy, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be totally honest. I'll be sick. If I can get like an Oscar or something, then that's just a huge accomplishment. But like, my main focus is what I told you before. Like, award is something I know is gonna come, but as of right now, I'm far. Well, I'm not saying it could happen anytime. I'm not saying it can't, but my main focus right now, at least, is just I want to just make a foundation first. I'm really focused on building. Like, how can a lot of people think too much of their future and like, why is that coming? Why's that coming? Because, you're thinking too much of the end goal when you're not even thinking of just the foundations right now. That's a good thing to keep you motivated, to keep you just pushing. But bro, you got to think about the foundations right now. And yet you have to like, hey, how can I get there? Okay, I need to learn business. I need to learn from other people. I need one thing, little advice from everybody, like, stay teachable. Stay genuine and stay teachable.
Stay teachable.
You know what I'm saying? Like, know how to move. Know, like, a lot of people a lot of people sometimes like to move like the big man. Like, I already knew that. Bro, who cares if you already knew it? If you already knew it, cool, stay quiet. And that's no disrespect. But that's the only time that I had to do that, where people are telling me weird things that I already know. But I'm like, and that one thing that he said, thank you for that.
I didn't know that part.
I didn't know that part, but you just blocked your blessing because you cut him off too early, or you made him feel like, okay, this guy doesn't want to hear me. This guy knows everything already. And then right there, you're going to stop showing you stuff because you didn't know how to stay teachable. Now you did a gem that could have helped you out even further. You lost that because you thought you're just too big for that moment.
Man, your boy Saint opened up the jewelry store. He left the door open. He said there's jewels for everybody in here.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's just right now, it's like, I want to leave an example, bro. I want to be able to leave an example. Like, everything I have right now is not just for me. I want to be that example. I'm like, guys, we're all working towards this. And I told you the steps that I told you, like, yo, there's so many guys I had to leave behind because they just didn't get it. And you know what's crazy? There's so many guys in this Billboard trip. Yo, fam, come with me. Come into this thing, bro. Let's just help me out with this, help me with that.
Yeah.
Nah, blah. It's not. There's nothing for me.
Yeah. I can't get paid right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of people sorry. A lot of people like to worry about the payment. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, there's hundreds, thousands of people that do what you're doing. How can you make yourself different?
Yeah.
What makes me different is how, you know what I'm saying, just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I was just there. I'm willing to just work. I'm willing to just, and I'm glad that I got like, you know, like I went through a lot of different, like, being not punk, but it's like going through a lot of flaws in the beginning, going through the wrong people in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? For now I know how to move. Now I know what I should do. Now I know who I know just keep around. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna help? Because guys, truth, like, yo, that's important. Like, who you have around you, that's key, man. Because it's like, if you're not talking about your goals all the time, you're not talking about how we can just build. If you're not talking about if you're not having those conversations more than just phone conversations, then why are you around me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my goal is up here. I don't want to talk about going to the club. Yeah. I want to talk about what Kim Kardashian just did. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's cool for her. But like, I want to be like her. Yeah. I want to get to that level of just, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those ones that I'm glad I went to that early. So that's the one thing a lot of people, those stuff that I realize now, people realize 15 years from now. Yeah. I listen to interviews of just big celebrities and they're realizing stuff now, 15 years in their career. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just grateful, blessing to God, because I can't, you know what I'm saying, all things goes to him. So it's like I was able to realize that early to know how to maneuver, to be ready for the opportunity. And because I want to share to everyone, it wasn't just a viral moment. It was a viral moment, but I kept feeding the viral moment. It wasn't a viral moment when dead, okay, how can I feed for the next one? It's a viral moment. And it's like, okay, next day it was after Drake, the North Carolina star, it was, okay, Lil Baby, Chris Brown, Lil Baby. I got proof of that. That was the next day after that. Next day after that, it was Andrew Wiggins, you know, at the Fiction Roy Wood with Charlie B. You know what I'm saying? Then the next day after that, it was Cardinal Official, you know what I'm saying? Like at a Jerk Fest, like, yo, I surprised them with a whole frame that got up. He was performing, everyone's act up, and the picture you see Drake, Julie Black, Four Corners, Charlie B, all those. That was a legendary night. You were there.
Oh, yeah, you were there.
You know what I'm saying?
1 hour vlog available on our channel right now.
You know what I'm saying? So you know how special that night was, and for someone, and so it was just one of those moments I got an opportunity to give. So it was just it wasn't just a Drake effect. It was just came afterwards. So when people are really looking through my are gonna go through my account, I gave them a reason. That's what everyone lacks of. They go have a viral moment, they go through your account. There's nothing there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's one advice I want to get to everyone is like really start preparing. Don't look at the views. Don't look at the money. Because when that one, but just be ready for the one viral moment because you don't want to be behind because you know when that next moment can come. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. Thank you for that, bro.
Of course, bro.
Yo, man. Of the Saint in the building. Can you give the people, besides where they can find you, what you have coming up next on the agenda?
Man, a lot of stuff coming out. It's just now we're really focused on the debut. You know what I'm saying? The debut live. Rolling out Toronto's coming through. You know, it's coming. So I'm really getting ready for that. A lot more stuff that can be said. You know what I'm saying? But it's just now, you know, we have something and it's just, okay, it's just, yo, keep the momentum going. You know what I'm saying? And just figuring out how we can just help other people along the way. But right now, I'm just really trying to build on this foundation and just keep going with it, man. And just see what God can really take me, you know what I'm saying? Because he brought me all this way. So it's just more to come. Shout out to shout out to everybody that's been just holding down for me. You know, it's been supporting, been showing me love, you know what I'm saying? Because, yo, there's the amount of love I'm getting now is just it's a blessing, bro. It's an overwhelming blessing that just you know. So I'm just happy to see what's next. You know what I'm saying? This is only the beginning.
No, I'm excited for it too.
And you can find me like, you can find me on Augustine _. You know what I'm saying? Augustine Productions of the conversation for the podcast, Augustine Production for the media side and everything. And any bookings, anything y'all need, video wise, commercial wise, photography wise, anything, hit me up because you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of works we're building. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot to work. We got a lot of work. So make sure y'all hit me up for any booking needs. And yeah, man.
Dope. Of the Saint in the building, another one in the book.
Wait, but before you end it, I just want to say before you end it all, I just want to give my flowers to you, bro. I want to give my flowers to you, Real Talks, because you've been doing your thing for a long time and you're still doing it. We're in your office, man. We're downtown right now, bro. We're in downtown Toronto right now, bro. You came from, as you told me, like you had like very OGs interviews, had a mic. You know what I'm saying? Now, hopefully someday someone had an opportunity to be able to see this, but you have your own office right now. You have like 1, 2, 3, 4 lights. You have like your camera facing you, your mic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I just want to say, congratulations to you.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations. And it was an honor. When you hit me up, I'll just be on it. I was so excited because your network is just a network where it's like, it's like, if you're popping Toronto, you got to come through like We Love Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to come through at least one time, multiple times. So when I got that message, it was a feeling to me like, wow, that was a validation. Like, I'm really doing something because I got your attention. So I really appreciate that, bro.
No, man, I appreciate those words, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep it moving to make sure that we keep pushing that culture forward, bro.
That's it, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And I thank you for coming through and having this conversation with me.
Thank you, bro.
I feel that we learned a lot about you. We learned a lot about the game.
Yep.
And the youngins who are watching and the people who are trying to get into this media game can watch this back and be able to see some blueprints that you're using and they can maybe use to get across.
And the thing is, just all everyone watching, it doesn't matter how old you are, it's really like, anything's possible. You come to the hood for anything is possible, The blueprint's right in front of us. Look at Drake. Look at Tory. Look at The Weeknd. You know what I'm saying? The blueprint's right in front of us, but you have to learn how to love fear. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn just learn to I won't even call it risk. You know what I'm saying? I will just say it's stuff that we need to do to get us to the next level where we want to go.
Yeah.
So everyone out there, you have a vision. Don't allow other people's fears to, you know what I'm saying, get into you. Go with your gut and really start pushing that stuff, right? And keep going. And if you get to a brick wall, learn how to overcome it. You know what I'm saying? Go around it. You know what I'm saying? And stop making excuses. Start making solutions for all your mistakes that you make. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us like to get frustrated. Let's be stuck. Why is it not working out? Write it down. Hey, why is it not working out? Am I arguing towards the client? Am I this and that? Write everything down. That's one thing I'm learning right now is really document. Write things down. Once you have things down, realizing oh shoot, I really do have a lot of faults that I didn't realize. You know what I'm saying? So all my youngins, everyone, anything's possible. Just put your mind to it. But it's just the resources are out there to learn. Utilize YouTube. Utilize it.
Stay teachable, like you said.
Stay teachable, man. That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Another one in the vault right here.
Period.
Make sure to like, subscribe. Oh, also big salute to our sponsors. You know what I mean? Always keeping us nice. Big salute to AstroPink. Hit them up, myastropink.com on their website.
Yep.
Astro_pink on Instagram to make sure, see when the new drops drop and for the authenticity. All right. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy Friday Ricky Dred. I'm off of this.
Yep.
Deuces.
We love hip hop.
Finished another one right here.
Come on, man. We love hip hop. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate, it's of the Saint. You know what I'm saying? For Billboard, Hip Hop DX. We just finished up with a fire episode, guys. A fire episode. If you guys want to really step yourself to the next level, you know what I'm saying? You got to really tune in. So, because we talked about some good gems. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to re-elevate anything you're doing right now, tune in and stay tuned, man. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.